Now for something completely different, in these wild times of celebrity chefs, it's refreshing to find one who, despite having run successful restaurants around the world, has written a cookbook in the hope of giving back to the community he grew up in. It's a community which is a long way from Paris, but that's where Robert Oliver recently found himself, accepting an award that in the world of food is on a par with an Oscar. So it took me all of 2 seconds to accept an invitation to a dinner party hosted by the author of the best cookbook in the world. He was born in Taranaki and brought up on food straight from his grandmother's oven.
All that kind of New Zealand heritage settler Pākehā food.
These days there's certainly nothing Pākehā about Robert Oliver's menu.
It's a very light, loose dressing. It's passion fruit, and this is coconut oil.
Every part of the coconut is gleaned for use in Robert's dishes, a skill acquired after leaving New Zealand as a child, growing up in Fiji and Samoa.
I use the coconut oil from a group in Samoa called Women in Business Development.
After stints running restaurants from Sydney to New York, he's now based in Shanghai, but it's the Pacific Island flavours that have stayed with him.
One of the last great cuisines that has not been restaurantised or commercialised.
And it's a cuisine which has now been celebrated by Robert in a book called Mea Kai, or Come Eat in Tongan.
And the cookbook of the year is from New Zealand, Mea Kai.
A collection of recipes which took away Best Cookbook in the World 2010 at the Gaumont World Cookbook Awards held in Paris. The author was up against over 5,000 entries from around 150 countries.
I could hear all these New Zealand accents and Samoan accents on the way to the stage.
So there was a piece of Pacific there in Paris.
The award that Robert's won is like someone winning an Academy Award. Robert's book beat the best restaurant in the world. Also beat the New York Times.
Look, it's not just a cookbook, and it's certainly not just for foodies. It's got a real message behind it for Pacific Island people to be proud of their food and to think about from the farm to the table and sustainability and tourism.
The local chefs and cooks in the resorts did not see their own food the way we saw it. They didn't see it as being really high value, like good enough for home but not good enough for...
Not exotic enough.
Yeah, not European enough or something. So there was a constant kind of regurgitation of European formats.
Whereas actually people visiting would probably much prefer to try the local fare, wouldn't they?
Well, they do.
So it was this local fare from the Pacific that impressed those in the notoriously pretentious world of food in Paris. Not quite so far afield, and an Auckland dinner party couldn't agree more.
Best of everything that your auntie made. Well, actually, I'd really rather not talk because I just want to keep eating.
Robert may have had the nod in Paris.
I mean, I got off the plane here and went straight for fish and chips.
But there's no shaking that Taranaki heritage. Tough job, that one. After the break on Nightline, the Court Theatre and Crime